All right, ready? Okay. In 5, 4. It wasn't me today. And now it's time for pre-calculus, part 2.
Sorry.
On the air. And it's not Zach or Steve. It's that. Anyway, here we are, part 2 of sample test 10 with a live studio audience. And we would like to give a special shout out today to Matthew Braiston. Matthew Braiston, who is missing his first day of high school ever.
What?
Shame on you, Matthew.
Steve
Braiston. He's not in the, Steve Braiston. And he's at home right now watching this, so enjoy, Matthew. And
probably not
I bet he's
right
like-
now.
He jinxed himself every
when
time.
it happens, it's
He
live.
jinxed himself because the other day he's like, I'm gonna mess that.
Yeah, he was right about
We
last.
hope you get better soon if you're sick or if you're just skipping, then shame on you. Okay. So anyway, all right. So thank you for not being here.
I feel so bad, Matthew.
Yes, Stephanie Rossi feels bad that you're not here. Okay. So let's take this and figure out all the mysteries of part 2, shall we? All right. Okay. Number 1 most important word in the entire sentence. Minimum. If you see the words minimum or maximum or increase or decrease, very good, then that means you must go to derivative land right away. And that's good for calculus, that's good for college. Everywhere you go with math, take a derivative. Okay? So it says minimum. Let's take a derivative. Just out of curiosity, what is this x cubed here? X cubed is always a snake.
It's a camel snake.
And, yeah, so the camel snake.
Because of the-
If you put a squared, yep, it puts a bend in the snake. Just out of curiosity, does a bend in the snake have a minimum value? A lowest value?
No.
No. Well, that valley's all nice and dandy and everything, but it keeps going down forever, so there is no lowest place. How are we supposed to find a lowest?
It's set off.
Oh, block it off from 0 to 10. If you block off any continuous graph, guess what? It must have a low and a high guaranteed, right? It could be the valley, or you know what? The dead end of the curve could be lower than the valley. Who knows? But some places are going to be the lowest. So it's either a valley or it's an endpoint, one of the two. All right? I don't know where I'm blocking it off yet. Maybe zero's over here. Who knows? Okay. But if you block off a curve, then you can get a minimum value. Okay. So let's do this. All right, derivative would be 3x squared minus 6x minus 45. And the first thing you do is set it equal to 0. Find all the critical numbers. Very good. Okay. So because they're critical to the problem, right? And it's critical numbers. Oh, Mr. Wade, here's a terrible thing to factor. Try to pull out the greatest common factor. It always helps if there is one.
You can have it.
And if you do that, it's x squared minus 2x minus 15.
Thank
Wait a minute.
you.
Did Mr. Wade handcraft this?
Hey.
I think so, handcrafted. As a matter of fact, what multiplies to be negative 15 has to be
Plus
negative
5 and negative 3.
No, minus 5.
Yeah, so it has to be positive. And the, or no, it's
No,
not.
minus 5.
Now you kids got me all bamboozled. Yes, minus 5 and plus 3, that multiplies, that
Let
adds.
me see if he does what I say.
We got, yeah, apparently it worked. I'm like, okay. All right. Now, 3 equals 0. No. Yes. X minus 5 equals 0. 5. X plus 3 equals 0 at.
Negative 3.
All right. So we have 2 critical numbers. Now, take those, place those on a number line that we will label y prime. And who is the smallest? Negative 3. Who's the biggest? 5. All right. So let's see here. Let's plug in some sample points. Such as negative 1 million.
0.
Okay. 0, classic.
A Google.
Ooh, Google, I like it. Spelled G-O-O.
G-O-L.
G-O-L, yes. See, my kids are smart.
Smarter than your kids.
Right.
Oh, well, you think that in school?
All right. That's right. Always do. The other schools are watching this. We got your number. All right. So,
Literally.
yes, we did. All right. Now let's take all these, and if you plug anything into 3, and I use plug it into 3 loosely because you can't actually plug it into 3, can you? The outcome is 3, right?
You don't have to do it.
So the lead off is always positive, or very nice. Could you just skip it if it was always positive?
Yes. Of course.
Because a plus sign doesn't alter the signs, does it? That's right. So you can just forget about it, right? Very nice. Okay. All right.
Forget about it.
Okay. Now let's see what other things we have to do here. Texting already? Okay. Negative 1,000,000 minus 5 is negative, obviously. 0 minus 5, obviously negative. Didn't get a change right there yet.
It's around the root.
Oh, wait a minute. Negative 3 is the root of that parentheses. Oh, now I'm going to transgress.
The root.
No.
Root. Google minus 5.
Positive.
Well, that's way positive. Definitely. 5 is a drop in the bucket compared to Google. All right. And then, negative 1,000,000 plus 3, negative. 0 plus 3, ooh, a change around its root, right there.
Wah, wah, wah.
And then Google plus 3 is positive. Okay, now let's multiply all the signs. A plus times a minus is a
What?
plus. A positive times a negative times a positive. Negative. And a positive times a positive times a positive is a positive. Okay? So you get plus minus plus. Wow, we're all
So
surprised. See, let's do the audience notes. All right? We're not surprised at all. If y prime is plus minus plus, then the original function is increase, decrease, increase. I erased it.
That's an N.
Okay, it matches the snake we anticipated. Now that's just a jagged sketch, but it matches. Perfect. Okay, there we are. So that is increase, decrease, increase. Okay, and by the way, this is not the x-axis, so that does not mean it goes above and below the x-axis. We don't know where the x-axis is. That's unknown. Okay, don't need it. Okay, so we have an up, down, up, and I want to find the minimum value, but there's no lowest. But if you block it off from 0 to 10, wouldn't 0 be between negative 3 and 5? Okay, label that. And wouldn't 10 be above 5? Ah, if you block it off from 0 to 10, there's guaranteed to be a low and a high. Where's the low point? At x equals 5. Where's the high point? Well, that'd be a competition between plugging 0 in and plugging 10 in, whoever's higher. Okay? We're just looking for the lowest. We got it right here.
Doesn't it want the value?
It wants, okay, that was the last part. Very good. Sure today. We are looking for the minimum value. What is the lowest point on Earth? Pacific Ocean? No. How low is it?
8
Okay.
million feet.
Well, it's actually 65,000. Right? No, 35,000. 35,000, 36,000. Okay? Now you throw me off again. So anyway, I think it's right around, I think it's pretty close to 36. Anyway, it's in the Pacific Ocean, but I want to know how low is it? What is the lowest? Okay? All right. So
Like
take
the
5,
original.
put it in the original equation, get the y coordinate, and that's a value right there. Okay? So to finish this off, we'll do y of 5 equals y cubed minus 3 times 5 squared minus 45 times 5. Oh, Mr. Wade, it's big numbers. Okay, well, instead of complaining, factor something out. Give yourself a break.
5 squared.
You could take out a 5 at least. If you're really clever, you can take out a 5. Yeah, I'll tell you. If you thought a 5 squared, you could sharp. You could take a 5 squared out of there. You could take a 5 squared out of there. You could borrow a 5 from the 45 and take out a 5 squared out of there. So if you want to do that, that's even easier. Okay? At least take out a 5. At least. Okay? We'll do it that way. So that's going to be 5 squared minus 3 times 5 minus 45. And it just made it that much easier. Okay, you take out 5 squared, they're even smaller. Okay? So take out what you can. 5 squared is 25. 3 times 5 is 15. And that's minus 45. What does 25 take away 15?
10.
10. What's 10 minus 45? 35. Now you're going to see multiply by 5 without a calculator a lot in this class and in calculus. If you multiply by 5, it is the same thing as multiplying by 10. cutting it in half. To multiply by 10, don't you just add a 0? But then I just want to multiply by 5, so cut that in half. That's the easiest way to do it in your head. Okay? We're going to use that a lot, so get used to that. And half of negative 350 is negative 175. And you got that as an answer, you are correct. Okay? If anybody factored out a 5 squared, you'd be better. Because you got 5 squared times negative 7, right?
Yeah.
And that's 25, and 7 quarters makes $1.75. You can do that one really fast. Yeah, that's easy. That's even easier than 5 to the 3. Okay? So the more you take out, the better it is.
So your answer's 5.
So don't put the
No,
5.
you just need the value.
That'd be a
So
minus
negative
1, but it's not a big
175.
deal, but just put the value itself, and that's it, right? Make sense? Because the coordinate really is 5 comma, but I just want the value. Okay?
Would you say like y 5 equals?
You can, or actually, if you just write the number, that's fine. So if you just write negative 175, that's okay too. And you can write y5. All right, so those are the tricks for that one right there. Okay. Challenges, Mr. Wade.
No.
Sure. No, you should say yes, you're honest. We have a code, a pact.
I did it.
Oh, yes, yes, you did. Just top secret. Okay, that is true, that's a different story. Okay, all right, now, find the zeros of f prime. Now, if I say find the zeros of f prime, that's just a fancy way of saying find the whats.
Or the root.
Roots of f prime, but the roots of f prime are actually, they have a name.
Critical numbers.
Yeah, those are critical numbers. Anytime you're finding the roots of the zeros of f prime, aren't those just critical numbers? So it's just another way to say it, right? Sure. Okay. So, find the critical numbers. Okay. Now, we never, if anybody noticed when you were doing your sample test, if anybody did this and thought, I don't think we ever did this in class, okay? You're right. We didn't do this exact one in class. However, we've hinted around it, and we've done enough things this year where we've done all of the background so that you can do this, okay? Did anybody do it, by the way, and get one answer? Anybody get an answer? Okay. Anybody get a negative 5 or 2? Okay. Anyone? This is a tricky one, since we've never done it. Okay, just wanted to see. Okay. Well, I'll be very impressed. Okay. The answer is negative 5 or 2. Let me show you how to get it, but it's tricky. But once you work it out together, and then you see it on the test, you're like, oh, okay, got it.